and welcome back to another Entrepreneur Truth Talk. I am Lisa Avila, business strategist, helping mompreneurs start and grow their business. And I'm so excited because I have another mompreneur here today. Hi, Andrea.
Hi, Lisa. I'm impressed at your ability to pronounce entrepreneur because I can't do that one. So
It's
kudos and happy
typo.
to be here. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Andrea Andree, and she is a spiritual business and life coach, which is super cool. And I can't wait to hear more about it. So let's jump in. Can you tell us how you got onto this path?
I would love to. I'll try to give the short version. Because it's always a journey. The more I'm in this, it's like, oh, there's more to the story. But two quick ways. One way was I became a mom. And about the time my oldest was 1, I realized I was very reactive, very controlling in a way that I did not like. And so that took me down like this conscious parenting journey, which then took me to understanding like energy and energy healing and how you control your reactions and just how you create we're in control of the life that we want. And so I know that doesn't really sound like what I do anymore, but that's really what got me into like the whole energy healing piece, was just how can I show up differently for my kids? And then on the corporate side, I was working in corporate as a project manager, process improvement kind of person. And I started to get unhappy and kind of naughty at work. Like now I understand that naughtiness was just this growing dissatisfaction, like, hey, you're not on your path. Hey, you need to sort of listen to this. But I didn't know anything at the time. I was just like naughty and like throwing other people under the bus. And so I had this voice inside of me that was like, if you stay on this corporate path, you're not going to be living up to your full potential. And I was like, well, what does that mean? And so a few years later, I finally decided to actually like, okay, I am really done with this corporate path. Like I dragged my feet for a few years because that seemed really big and scary. And so just learning on whatever showed up in my path was energy and psychic mediumship and energy healing. And I just kept like following the breadcrumbs. Mm-hmm. And so I ended up applying that to me as a mom. That's how it circles back. And then realizing that like so many people could use this, because I feel like a lot of people just like yell at their kids all the time and they don't understand that they actually have control. So I started as a mom coach, and then slowly I evolved over there, going from being a mom coach to showing you how to have patience with your kids, to working with corporate women who were hitting the point in life where they were unhappy with their life and they didn't know what else to do because they'd only known this corporate path. And then evolving from there to business owners, because our business is a reflection of us and our energy. And I think a lot of people chase, and I did this too, we chase the perfect marketing funnel and how do I grow my email list, when we don't understand that you can't out market like low self-worth and you can't out market a bad money mindset. And so I want to support business owners in that way too. And so that way they can succeed, because their business, it's not that their business is wrong. It's just that they don't know how to align their business to the energy so that way it can be successful. So I've had a lot of iterations of me, and I'm sensing another one in the air. But that's kind of how I've gotten to where I am so far.
Yes. I just want to throw up both my hands and say, yes, yes. Like, can I get an amen?
Yes. Amen.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Because it's such a journey being a mother. And I resonated with everything you said of the yelling at your kids and feeling the chaos and feeling so out of control, but not knowing where to go next and trying to hold it all together.
Yes.
And
yes.
Right. And it's so refreshing to have other moms who get, it doesn't have to be perfect, right? Got it. Life and business. Yep. You're not going to have the perfect funnel and you're not going to have the perfect home, but finding that energy where we can all just feel better and feel that flow. So thank you for doing that.
Yeah. Thank you. It's like a journey. Like that's the word. It's a journey, but it
is a journey.
Rewarding.
For sure.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so how do you, because I don't believe in balance, so I try not to use that word, but how do you manage being a mom, being a dog owner, it sounds like?
Yep. She's hearing us.
Mine's snoring over here, so it's all good. Those are our assistants.
Exactly.
How do you manage? being a mom, being a business owner, all the things?
Yeah, I really just the best I can. I don't know, like people talk about balance and I don't know. For me, I try to keep as much as possible contained within the hours that the kids are at school. Yeah. And then when they come home, trying to, if I can, which most of the days I can, be there for them, get a snack, like shake off the day. And then at some point they want their TV time. And so then if I have more things to circle back to, I'll either circle back to them then. But I just do the best I can, I would say, in trying to at least segment the parts of my life. One thing I'm not very good at, which I'm trying to be better at, is at least not being on my phone in front of them. Because I don't want them, they pick up on our habits and then that's what they think is reality. And I don't want that for them. But at the same time, that's not something that I've been able to put down completely. So I don't know that I have a good answer for that. I just do the best I can.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is a good answer, I think. Yeah. And I love that you said shake off the day, because I think about that for myself. Like I try to end work a little early so that I can have a few minutes to move into mom mode. But I do know that my kids come home hangry and
Yep.
Okay. But yeah, just kind of that I was visualizing like, shake off the day. Like that'd be fun to have like a dance party or something, with your kids and just like shake it off.
Yeah.
Yeah. To move into that next mode.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think I have visions of being that mom. And that's the other thing. I had visions of being a different mom. And so I'm slowly now I'm starting to dance on my own because I know that feels good to me. But it's like they're almost too old now. It's like I wish I would have done that when they were younger, because then I think it would have gotten into the habit. But I don't know. Maybe we can try it and see what happens.
That's okay. Yeah. I mean, I maybe we should both try it, because with my teenagers, that would be pretty funny also, just to throw on some music.
Right. Yes. Love it.
What are you doing? Stop.
Right.
Or all those other words they use that I have no idea what they're saying. Cringe, and I don't even know.
I can't imagine. I know.
Oh, so you work with women primarily. Do you work with males as well?
I've never had a paying male client, but I have had free sessions with male clients, which has been new this year. So it's not that I wouldn't. I just haven't attracted them yet.
Yeah. I think when you're talking energy and vibration and all these different things, it just feels more feminine anyway.
Yep.
But yeah. And so when you are working with these women, do you have like a framework or a certain process, or is it more of the energy of it with each individual client?
Yeah, in general, sessions are intuitively led. And what I will say, one of the things I like to do with the clients in the beginning is let's at least set the intention of where we want to go, with some words and some feelings and something that we can get into. And then I say that puts the anchor out, and then the universe is going to show us all the shit that needs to be moved out of the way. And so then I really feel like I'm more of a guide to, all right, what's coming up? This is why it's coming up for you, and let's work through it. And so the one process I will say that I do have that I tend to repeat is every time they give me a limiting belief or I hear something come out of their mouth that I want to investigate, we go into that. And then I tune them into their body and say, where do you feel that fear in your body? Then we breathe into it and release it. Because typically those limiting beliefs are there to protect us from feeling a painful emotion. But if you allow yourself to feel that painful emotion, then oftentimes the belief just kind of goes away too. And so I always want to make sure I at least dig into that and don't gloss over that, because those are so important. And that's how I have my process for myself and rewiring my own inner world is let's see what comes up, because I know it's coming up for a reason. The universe is showing you, it's brilliant. I really don't have to do much, because whatever they're getting triggered by, all right, that's the universe showing you what you need to work through. And so I feel like I'm more of a partner and a conduit for that than I am with a specific process.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. That's such a great approach. And I was actually speaking to my coach, because I think that every coach should have a coach.
Yep.
Today, and she said something, and I said, oh my gosh, I just felt my throat chakra close. Let's explore that.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's why? And then I realized, and it was something that actually had to do with motherhood but if I do that in my business, that will affect that. And then but maybe I don't need to think about it that way. Maybe that's a limiting belief.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and those are brilliant. Our body is so wise. When you learn how to just tune in to the wisdom of the body, it's always telling you.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's important that, mind-body connection. And, sometimes, because you were in corporate, so sometimes you're just like, okay, get to it, do all the work. Me, I'm like strategy, and you kind of forget about, but what's really going on?
Yep.
Yes.
Exactly. Yep.
Guilty.
I've almost swung the pendulum further the other way. It's like, just gonna lay here until I get the inspiration. It's like, nope. Still need the strategy too.
Still need the strategy. Yeah, finding the happy medium. And it depends on the day. I don't know if you feel that way. Like some days I want to do strategy. Some days I just really want to, be in the flow of, well, let me see how I'm feeling about that.
Yep. I'm with you there too.
Yeah. So you also have another project that you are doing, and I love listening during my morning walks. So can you tell me about that?
Yeah, I started a podcast. I just recorded episode 20, which will be out next week. So we're on episode 19 right now, but it's called Your Business is Your Spiritual Path. And the point of the podcast, one, I know that in addition to coaching, I'm here to just teach on spiritual concepts, energy, alignment principles, and those sorts of things. But it helps to have a theme when you're talking about things. So I apply them to business as much as it makes sense to. And it's just been really fun. It's been something that I had been simmering in my unconscious for a while. I'd kind of been getting the signs like maybe you should start a podcast, but the right concept just hadn't come through. And I'm one of those people, like, I want it to be perfect before I get started. And so finally this concept came through and I was like, that makes sense. That feels good. And so I started it on that concept, with the idea being we're all on a spiritual path. If we're on planet in these human suits, we're all on a spiritual path, but some of us, we've got different themes for that growth process. It could be like health related issues or financial related issues or relationship issues. But for certain small business owners or business owners, our growth path is through our business. And so that is how we're here to like grow spiritually. And so I wanted to bring that awareness to people and just start to just have that conversation and share it on the podcast. So
yeah,
it's been fun.
Thank you for doing that. Yeah. It's so approachable and it's just nice in the flow of it. And I love that you talk about purpose because, like, as you said, spiritual path in your business. Yes. What's your purpose? Because I just feel that so deeply now that I know my purpose. My purpose is helping moms.
Yes.
I've always done it, but now to be able to do it in my business, right? Help others just feels so good. It feels like, like, okay, this is what I'm supposed to do this lifetime. Yeah.
So it's just like, it just feels like, like once you find it, you just know, you're right. You just know, and it feels good.
Yeah. But I needed people, I needed mentors, I needed coaches to help me figure that out because you just don't see all the wonderful things and where, you can go any path really, but having that help to discover that, so important.
Yes. Yep. And you can read all the books, but sometimes it just helps to have someone who can explain the books to you too, because there's only so much you can get out of reading a book.
Yes. Or buying the book and sticking it under my nightstand.
Yep. Osmosis doesn't work either.
No, I really wish it would.
I know. It'd be so smart.
Yes. Well, you are so smart. And that's what I appreciate about you. Is if I have a question or, it's just the way you approach things. It's both sides, left and right brain. And that's nice.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Appreciate that.
So where can people find you?
Yeah, my main social is actually LinkedIn, which I know is unusual, but I've also been on Instagram, but I'm actually feeling a bit of a pull right now to spend more time on LinkedIn. So it's just my name, Andrea Andree, with 2 E's. And my website is also just my name, AndreaAndree.com. And Your Business is Your Spiritual Path podcast is on the major players. I don't think it's on every player, but it's on the big one. So I would say those 3.
To reach out. Yeah. And connect with Andrea. You have a connection call, I believe.
I do. Yeah. Good research.
Get to know people. Well, maybe it was on your website earlier.
There we go.
Yeah. And I think that's such a great way for people to, it's again, approachable way to connect with people and see, I don't know if I can help you, but I can sure listen and hold safe space for you.
Absolutely.
So that's nice.
Yeah, that's what I try to do. I never want to be pushy and salesy because that doesn't feel good for anybody. And I would never want to work with anyone that felt pressured to work with me. And so I would love to just hear and chat and see if it feels like a fit. And if not, see what other resources either I might know of or I can refer or something else.
Yeah, lovely. Yeah. I have one final question.
Yes.
Both of your kiddos are in school now, right? So to other moms, just one piece of quick advice or a tip that you would give them about just being a mother, being a mompreneur?
Yeah. Oh my goodness. So many.
I know.
Where do I guess, and most of the people attracted to me too, they're on a growth path as well. They're trying to grow themselves for their kids. Also, like part of being a mompreneur is probably you want more time with your kids, right? And so you can't really always separate the two. That's why a lot of people leave corporate, is because it doesn't really give a lot of that flexibility. And so it can feel really hard. And to just know that whatever you're doing is exactly perfect, wherever you are is exactly perfect, and you're doing it. Like, you're doing what so many people are so afraid to do. I still talk to so many people in corporate who would love to do what you're doing, and they just can't even get over the initial fear. And so you did the hard thing. And so be sure to celebrate yourself for that and for all the hard things that you're doing, because even harder than growing a business is being a mom. I would say, like, that is even way harder. You're managing illogical, little terrorists who are just like, logic does not make sense to them. So giving yourself a lot of grace and just like remember to stop and pat yourself on the back.
Oh, that is such a good one. You're right. There's no standard operating procedure for being a mom. No. Wouldn't that be nice? Here's your sop for this. Here's your sop for that. Yeah, if only. But it's so true. Give yourself a pat on the back, because, it's a big deal. We're creating good humans.
I know.
It's hard work.
Yes.
But I know that you're doing it. I feel like I'm doing it. So kudos to us. So let's give ourselves a little pat on the back. Nice. Thank you so much for being here with me today, Andrea.
Yeah, this was I can't believe 20 minutes just flew by. That's amazing.
Yeah, it does, huh? And I know you've got kids getting off the bus soon, so I won't keep you. But everyone, go connect with Andrea, her website, go to LinkedIn. She's got a nice LinkedIn profile that I've been like, ooh, I want to do that too someday. And then join me back here. Oh, and I'll also put in the show notes links to find Andrea. And then join me next time for another Truth Talk. Bye, everyone.
That's great. Bye.